Well, for those of you that have been writing in asking me about my good friend Ugly on a Stick, the reason I hadn't been talking about her lately is that we had this incident the other day that I don't even like to think about. I knew it was a bad idea. Wanda Bodine took Ugly on a Stick to get a facial. And I said, Wanda, the reason they're called facials is that they're intended for people who have faces. And Wanda told me a facial is a way of bringing out the inherent inner beauty lurking just below the surface of your dirty skin. They peel off layer after layer after layer until you find your beauty layer. So I said, well, that sounds like it's worth a shot. Make sure they pull off her nose, her chin, both eyebrows, her lips, and her ears, too. And rip out those little lines around her mouth that look like she's storing nuts for the winter in there. And Wanda was not pleased when I said that. She said, you don't realize what Cloris could look like if she was given a chance. Maybe she's just suffering from low self-esteem. It could be caused by something traumatic from her childhood. And I said, I see what you mean, something traumatic like her face catching on fire. Anyhow, they went traipsing off to get their facials, and I watched a few hours of Court TV, this new cable channel where you watch psychopaths explain to the jury why they didn't really mean to do it. And when they came back, they had this napkin stuck to Ugly on a Stick's face. And Wanda tells me that the napkin is on there to protect the natural herbs and oils that are rejuvenating her dermal substructure. And I was disappointed. I said, shoot, I thought they'd surgically attach a napkin to her face. I was about to tell her what an improvement it was. But she kept that thing on there another 3 hours while I was watching Japanese professional volleyball live from Santa Monica. And when she finally did take it off, I almost puked up an oatmeal cookie. They'd ripped off so many layers of her skin that the full extent of her natural ugliness was revealed for the first time. This woman looked like a Nancy Reagan female impersonator that's been baked in the microwave for 40 minutes. They rubbed off skin all the way down to the gristle. And I said, cover it up, cover it up. I was running around the room screaming, Joe Bob, they were telling me, we need to be sensitive to Cloris's feelings. And I said, you don't call this sensitive? Why do you think I'm doubled up in pain over here on the sofa? I'm so sensitive it hurts. Why don't you just put a gorilla mask or a Reagan mask or something on her? And all this time, Cloris is smiling. And she's jumping up and down because she's so happy. And she finally tells Wanda, I didn't believe it at first, but it was true, wasn't it? And Wanda says, what's true? And Cloris says, they said this would drive the men crazy. And look, it drives the men crazy. And Wanda said, that's right, honey, that's right. And she hurried her off out of the room. Now, I'm only telling you this story so you'll know in case you see her on the street. It's even worse now. She has her real face. Fortunately, we don't have to dwell on that. We got movies tonight, decent movies, too. The first one is this haunted house flick called The Forgotten One. And I know what you're thinking. You hear the words haunted house and your eyes glaze over. Mine do too. It's about as exciting as Transmission Repair School. But this is honestly the best ghost movie I've seen in 10 years. I don't want to give too much of it away, but it's this beautiful sexaholic ghost played by Blair Parker that lives in the basement of this house in Denver and walks around in her underwear a lot. I think you are going to enjoy this. 4 breasts, 4 dead bodies, and here's a name from the past. Christy McNichol is in this movie, returning to her drive-in roots. Looks good, too. Rated R, check it out, and then I'll be back for a second feature a little bit later.